Hey yo, Little Man, what's going on, everyone? Nick here from Little Man YGO, back out again with another video, and this time we have another episode of Trash to Treasure, but it's actually going to be a little different today. It's actually going to be a viewer deck that was sent in to us by a fan about a month ago. But first, before we even jump into anything, we are at 358 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've been giving to the channel so far. And Happy New Year, of course. We've just recently put up a bunch of videos from our PS5 tournament, and we won the epic, awesome PS5 ourselves. So thank you for everyone that's watching those videos, commenting on everything so far. Took a little break from, just posting the regular content for about a week or so because it was the season, man. Like we're here with the family. And we want to at least give you something, some guys for you things to enjoy. But we're back on the regular schedule with some trash to treasure. So, what do we even have here? So, the winner of our Amaryllis giveaway, Don, was a big fan of the channel. So, thank you so much, Don, for sending the list over to me. He sent this over to me over a month ago when he won the initial Amaryllis on our interview. But obviously, when we hit 500 subscribers, we'll be doing another giveaway. Not sure if it's Amaryllis's or not, but you have to wait and see. He sent over a list of us, like a spellcaster, Gemini, beat kind of deck, like almost blending the Gemini strategy with the spellcasters, trying to incorporate in Secret Village of the spellcasters alongside with Magical Citadel of Vidinium, and trying to pull the dudes out of the deck via Gemini Soldier, Reinforced Troop, and have some control aspects via Royal Oppression. Chaos Sorcerer in the main deck to incorporate both the lights and the dark monsters that are residing within this deck itself. Honestly, on first glance, what we aim to do is we try to play a game with it first. So I played a game with this match first, and then I'm going to show you some of the fixes I would make. So it's not just a trash the treasures, as I said before. It's almost like a deck doctor thing. So if you guys actually want to do a deck doctor or submit a deck list to me for me to deck doctor, you could either message me on Discord straight out of Compton, or you can email us as littlemanygo.com. We'll put some directions in the description below, so you guys will be able to do that, and I'll fix your deck and make it amazing or whatever, right? So obviously, first glances, the extra that could be a little bit more optimized. Some things in the main deck too, but we don't write anything off until we actually play the deck first, boys. Come on. That's what we have to do. So obviously, we load up the deck at first. We're playing it as is, because everyone has some good ideas, and obviously our friend Don here, he had probably some good ideas too. We look at our opening hand and we're just seeing a lot of normal summons, but we have light and dark to get to the Chaos Sorcerer in the hand, and he's playing Gladiator Beast with Battle Halberd in the main. Got to give it to those who are with the Gladiator Beasts that are playing the equip spells too. They're crazy. They're bananas. But we're literally setting the Defender, the Magical Knight, in passing. He goes Rectiari, sets two. Probably wants to play around the like a potential set Ryko. We summon Crusader of Endymion. We're gonna chain Gem Spark right to that, hitting the other back row, getting a plus, flipping this over and attacking. So lots of advantages gained this turn against Gladiator Beast, which we absolutely love to see. So he goes Prisma, summons the Prisma, attacks over for 100, and then after that, he sets up a card and passes his turn. I summon Kaiku, a bigger fella, so we go to attack over, and he flips the prison onto that. And then I set the Reinforced Truth and pass. So we're ready to make a big play next turn, but he drops the Cold Wave. And when Gladiator Beast does Cold Wave, they already have Prisma. Oh no. So he sends off the Bestiary. Bestie puts the two fellas back into the deck, makes the Geyseris. Geyseris pops the back row right there. He pops the back row right here, and then after that, decides to attack directly, attack into two more Gladiator Beast monsters. I think if he tags into a Quest and then Darius, which is interesting, tries to get War Chariot back to the hand, revives the Bestiary. He can't do the Cold Wave, and he passes his turn. He fuses into Geyseris, and then he passes his turn. So we draw Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. All right, not looking too good in our hand, but we do have Kaiku to run over some of the creatures in this graveyard, so we decide to do that. And so we really just need to stick this breaker and make sure that we play around the War Chariot. The good thing here is that the breaker is able to bait the War Chariot, so we don't do anything crazy. We just got to assume and hope to God he doesn't draw like another real back row, because with Gladiator Beast and real back row, no bueno, boys. No bueno. So he goes to, contact all into the Heraclinos, which is all fine and dandy. We draw Gemini Soldier. We normal summon the Breaker. We attack over the Bestiary because we know it's a War Chariot. We pop the back row there. He changed the War Chariot to negate. And then we go drop the Chaos Sorcerer, banishing the Heraclinos from the game. And the tide of the duel turns right to us. So then we go summon out Gemini Soldier and then go equip Supervise because we want to get aggressive and we want to play right into Mirror Force. Obviously, getting Mirror Forced there is fine because we're able to get the Crusader of Daemon back and swing in for another 1900. Very nice. So we're trucking along here. And then we obviously draw Royal Oppression, which is a beautiful top deck here. Able to sink in good 3,800 points of damage. Set the Oppression, and that should be all she wrote. So he goes over to the quest, summons the Test Tiger. I put the Oppression, and then we head over to the next game. Next game starting over here. He obviously decides to go first, playing Gladiator Beast. And obviously, if you did not notice in this Man Don side deck, he included Prohibition in there, and you bet your bottom dollar. We are going to take advantage of that Prohibition and call Gladiator Beast Bestiary and just end this game. So we end up Gemini sparking over after we attack into Hippo. And we summon, activate Prohibition, call Gladiator Beast Bestiary, set 2 cards, pass turn. He's able to quarry, and obviously with Prohibition up, calling Bestiary, he cannot tag into Bestie. He can't use Bestie as a fusion material. He can't send it to the graveyard with Prisma to copy its name. He can't do any of that stuff. So I mean, and he can't out it because you can't summon Bestie. So we go Breaker. Breaker attacks. We hit the Starlight Road, which is very, very unfortunate. I'm surprised he didn't book a Moon that. You should probably book a Moon that, but that's neither here nor there. He goes Prisma over. We take the 100 and pass it. Sets the card. Pass the turn. So I'm summon Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer again. Book the card. Booking is fine. We leave it. We don't solemn because we don't need to. And then he goes Proving Ground to the Darius in, and summons all these monsters and attacks. All right, so we're moving over, tagging out into a quest, Ratiari, removing the Dark out of graveyard, which doesn't matter because we already have another one. And then we draw Supervis. So we go Valkyrie, equip the Supervise over to the Valkyrie, draw a card. We let that Dark Bribe go because we take -1s every day of the week. So we decide to attack over here, but it's also a good indicator is that could have been Mirror Force. So to each their own, right? Hitting over to the next thing, and then we solemn it right back just so we get out the creature. So he has to draw specifically Test Tiger, but he cannot end up actually going for the Geysera, as I pointed it out to him. But that's pretty much all she wrote there. So very cool game one. But the one thing I've noticed, as I was playing this deck, that was there. A lot of normal summons. Oppression can conflict with the reinforced truth. There was a little things in here, and also the multitude of field spells. This also doesn't feel great either. So I ended up making a few adjustments over to the list right now, as you see here, and we're gonna put over the straight out Nick Trudden version of how I would play Spellcaster, Gemini, good stuff. Voila, ta-da! Here it is, the way in which I would play this deck. So, what makes this so different from his? So, obviously, we have a couple of things that are going for us. We want to make sure that the Gemini monsters are paired together. We're kind of like in a chaos thing right now. We want to maximize out the Gemini capabilities. Toon Magician, another great addition to the deck. It's a spellcaster. It can be treated as a tuner. Help you route right into Black Brute Draco. We optimize out the extra deck a little bit, including the Brute Drago, reducing on a couple other key extra deck monsters here, just so we can play a variety of everything. We kept these the same, reduced out the Kaikus, moved them to the side. Kaiku's not strong against everything, so we didn't feel like it was necessary. Removed all the field spells from the deck with the exception of one. Citadel of Endymion. I figured like from theory, if you see it, it's fine. If you don't, then it's like it's fine as well. But like this helps build your makes your breakers a double pop, helps make Valkyrie a double pop as well. It does turn on a lot of cool aspects within the deck. So I think it's worth its slot, but not worth playing Terraforming and Secret Village. Speaking of Secret Village, it could conflict a little bit with it if you do not have a spellcaster monster and you just shut yourself off from spellcaster. So that's a big thing to keep in mind there. Traps added a deep prison bottomlesses to the main deck to boost up the defensive and making a little bit more of a Gemini beat deck. And then Gemini counter to be the spell negator of the decks because I feel like the spell negators were the most optimal form and dropping oppression down to one. Obviously, we continue to include prohibition into the side. Made a couple of changes, removed the Master Restricts for pulling the rugs. I just felt like this card is stronger overall. I think it hits more decks. I think it hits more cards. I think Restrict is too restrictive onto you. You see what I did there? It's a pun. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It's the new year, baby. We're gonna have all the new dad jokes and puns. But yeah, in all seriousness, we want to keep the Lion Dog count the same. Having additional Kaikus didn't make sense. We cut a lure from the main deck because you just because with the lure, you want to have cards that are worth banishing in your hand, and it seems like that most of the time. Most of the monsters are pretty useful, especially when you lower your monster count. So that's like a really important thing to keep in mind. Adding Brain Control to the deck, just in case we find the Toon Magician able to go for the Synchro Summon push. So we actually play a version of this against Crazy Fire. Crazy Fire. Is he playing Crazy Fire? So far, so good, boys. So we ended up going, obviously we include heavy here. We go, this dude set, pass, summon, set, pass. He heavy storms, and then he just sets, which is bizarre, but we work with it. We go Valkyrie to attack, which is cool. And then we attack over with everything. He tries to deep prison. We probably should have let that go, just in case he top decks Caius, which he does and then summons it, and then we almost like lose because of this play. But that's okay. That's just the way it is. That's just Yu-Gi-Oh! At the end of the day. So he attacks over, hits for 24, and passes the turn. We have the Gemini Soldier with the Mirror Force. We're gonna get a lot of value off this card. So obviously, we're going to Mirror Force him right here. We keep the monster set. He sets another card, which is perfect, and passes turn. We Pro Storm him, flip over the Soldier. Gemini summon the Soldier. I hit for 500. And we're able to pull a dude out of the deck. We're pulling Valkyrie out of the deck because we needed the Dark 4 Chaos Sorcerer, which is, I think, what Don was originally going for when he sent over this list to me, of just being able to like manipulate your lights and darks of whatever you need via Gemini Soldier. Draws Gores, passes, makes sense. We use the Gemini effects for it to gain 300 attack and gain a counter. Pulls a Dimian out of the deck, attack for 19, and then attack for 21. Super broken there, and then we just activate the Citadel itself. We pop uh the Gores here, and then we pass our turn. He goes Debris Dragon. I tell him he has no targets. Well, I tell him he does have targets, and then I compulse his Dandelion right back over to the hand, and then he can't do anything from there. Moving on, next game here. Deck's playing pretty silent, pretty awesomely. Pulling the rug. See, it comes in against also decks like these, and this is the point I want to make, is that this hits the Breed Dragon, this hits Caius. This also hits Junk Synchron too, so it has a lot more cards than what Massacre Strip would typically buy, and I want a little bit more diversity in our extra deck there. So he goes Gemini Trap Dust shoots back the Dark, and then we just set the fort and pass. Thinking that is Raikou, and we just want to pick the Raikou out. We get the Gemini Soldier from the main deck, flip over the card, summon an attack. We hit into the Hedgehog. We pull the Valkyrie right from the deck. Valkyrie runs over and swings. We deprison. We switch to target a monster. Probably should have targeted one of the back rows here because nothing was happening, but that's okay. Then he goes deep prison, and then we attack over, and then we pass. We activate the Citadel, and we pass our turn. But he was kind of right to do this because we could utilize the effect of this guy to just continuously boost this guy up, and he gets bigger, and then we're able to maximize out the counters that we get through a Demonion. It was going to snowball real quickly for this guy, especially when the Valkyrie was going to hit the board. The Breed Dragon, no targets, and that's really it. Even if he did have targets, we had Starlight Road to protect against Black Rose Dragon. We have Pulling the Rug to stop the Debris Dragon itself. He was bricking 10 times over. So that is my change in list here. I hope everyone enjoys this series. I do like the idea of doing somewhat like a deck doctor kind of deal. So, like I said, guys, if you have a deck that you want me to play and like work through or play, see how I would build it or my version, please email us as littlemanyugioh@gmail.com. The Gmail and the email address will be in the description below, so you could send over your deck list to us. DB links are completely okay. I'll be able to see it. We'll be able to play it. And then we'll also play a match with it and see if we could break it within to the next tier. So hope all of you guys have enjoyed this video so far and have an amazing new year. We're going to the moon this year, boys, because we have goals. We're gonna hit thousands of subscribers. It's gonna be wild. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Edison format, Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro format. We might do a modern video here. I don't know, but subscribe. Peace. Have a great day.